Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this very special video. We are going to have a look at the beginnings and the birth of Bullet Club. Now this is a faction that has fascinated me for quite a while. I wasn't around when it formed in 2013. I mean, I was alive, but I wasn't watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. The reason that this video feels like it's the right time to make is because this weekend at SummerSlam, I was seeing more Bullet Club shirts than ever before. That group is more popular than it has ever been. Same at NXT TakeOver. And look at what happened at NXT TakeOver. Adam Cole, a former member of the Bullet Club, made his NXT debut and the place erupted. The place went crazy. And then you have a look at the SummerSlam card and you're seeing people like Finn Balor, people like AJ Styles that are former leaders of the Bullet Club. Finn Balor in particular is the most important person in Bullet Club history. He is the Bullet Club. WWE know what they're doing and they have tapped into that Bullet Club fan base on several occasions by bringing over Finn Balor, by bringing over AJ Styles, by bringing over Gallows and Anderson. When they brought over Gallows and Anderson, they referred to them as the Club. That wasn't a coincidence. And also, you'll remember Balor Club, which was like, we thought that was going to be the beginning of a new faction, a new stable in NXT and WWE. That hasn't come to fruition yet. It could, it might. Balor Club shirts and Balor Club logos are still around, but they just don't appear to be doing anything with it at the moment. At the moment, Balor Club is Finn Balor and his fans. We are the Balor Club, but they could change that at any time and create a brand new faction, which I think would be absolutely awesome. But rather than looking at the future, let's have a look at the past. And let's talk about how the Bullet Club came to be. So Bullet Club formed in 2013 out of the ashes of Apollo 55. Apollo 55 was a long-running tag team between Taguchi and Prince Devitt. Now, they were competing for the IWGP Heavyweight Junior Tag Team Championships, and they came up short. And Prince Devitt turned on Taguchi in that moment. Prince Devitt had turned like a few months before. He was showing a lot more kind of like heel mannerisms. Taguchi was not really going with it, but not really fighting against it. They were just keeping it together. But in April of 2013, I think it was at a show called Invasion, it all exploded, and after they were unable to recapture the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, Prince Devitt turned on Taguchi and at that moment brought out his new bouncer, Bad Luck Fale. The next event, Wrestling Dontaku 2013, is the event that formed the Bullet Club. I've watched a few reviews of that show and it's quite interesting how people talk about this new stable being formed and people are quite excited about it. Clearly no one knows what this stable are going to become at this point, so it's really interesting to go back and look at reviews of that show. But basically there was a tag match. It had Prince Devitt and Bad Luck Fale, who I think at the time was going under the name of King Fale. And they were going up against Taguchi and Captain New Japan. And but it was a tag match. This match lasts only about 5 minutes, and it's a pretty straightforward victory for Prince Devitt and King Fale. That really wasn't the end of the story though, because later on in the show, Tanahashi defeats Karl Anderson. But out comes Prince Devitt, out comes Bad Luck Fale, out comes Tonga, and this new stable is formed as all four men attack Tanahashi. I think it's announced just after the show or later in the show that this new stable will be known as the Bullet Club. And actually, I heard an interview where Prince Devitt, Finn Balor, was talking to Chris Jericho. And he actually said that he came up with the Bullet Club name. You see, backstage, Prince Devitt used to refer to himself as the real shooter. Karl Anderson was known as the machine gun. And so, obviously, bullets is what they had in common. So he was trying to tie this together. And he came up with a few names like Bullet Parade and Bullet League. But finally, he settled on Bullet Club. As you can imagine, the rest of 2013 was huge for Bullet Club. They won 3 out of the 5 annual New Japan Pro Wrestling tournaments. They also won the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championships, as well as the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship that was won by Prince Devitt. Prince Devitt also had an opportunity to go for the main title, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and I think it was July in 2013 that we had Prince Devitt versus Okada for that title, but Okada managed to win that match. In April 2014, Prince Devitt left New Japan Pro Wrestling and left the Bullet Club. Obviously, he went to NXT and became Finn Balor, but that role as leader was given over to AJ Styles, and in 2014, Takahashi, who had joined Bullet Club roughly around the same time as AJ Styles, helped AJ Styles become the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Bullet Club had finally got the biggest prize in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The current leader of Bullet Club is Kenny Omega, and he is regarded as one of, if not the greatest wrestlers in the world right now. And he became leader in the beginning of 2016 after AJ Styles also left Bullet Club and also left New Japan Pro Wrestling to join WWE. Obviously, AJ made his debut at the Royal Rumble in early 2016, and as I say, it was around that time that Kenny Omega emerged as the new leader. And since that point, Bullet Club are the only stable to have won every championship in New Japan Pro Wrestling, including the newly formed IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. That was formed in July of 2017 and was won by the leader, Kenny Omega. Really, I should say, the cleaner, Kenny Omega. So what made Bullet Club so cool? Well, they broke the rules, quite literally. They would use distractions, interferences, any way that they could cheat, they would cheat. Finn Balor was saying on a podcast that I heard that New Japan had to set up a complaints phone line and have someone man that phone line about 8 hours a day, every day, due to the amount of complaints that people had about all the cheating that Bullet Club were doing in their matches. You see, this idea of distractions and heel tactics, it's not something that's that prevalent in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's a lot more prevalent in WWE. You see, Japan is a country of tradition, proud tradition and rules. And when you have a group that just spits in the face of tradition, spits in the face of the rules and breaks them, well, that's pretty cool. Bullet Club were also often compared to the NWO. I mean, the NWO, again, one of the biggest factions in the history of wrestling. They were a 90s faction. WCW, obviously you had Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, and they really dominated the mid to late 90s. And they were very cool. Again, rule breakers, very similar to Bullet Club, which is why Bullet Club get compared to the NWO. It was because of that comparison that Bullet Club adopted the too sweet hand gesture. This was something that used to appear in the NWO. The NWO used this, and so it was just a little way, a little nod of the head towards that in saying we recognise the fact that we're being compared to these guys, and we appreciate that comparison. So you might hear it was all over SummerSlam weekend. Every time the ref counted 2 and said that was a 2 count, you'd hear the crowd shout, "Too sweet," because that again is in reference to the "too sweet" hand gesture. So who are the current members of the Bullet Club? Well, as of September 2017, we're looking at Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens, Cody Rhodes, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, Marty Scurll, Young Bucks, Tonga, Tangaroa, and Takahashi. Former members include Adam Cole, AJ Styles, Bone Soldier, Cody Hall, Gallows and Anderson, Frankie Kazarian, and Prince Devitt. The success of Bullet Club has been phenomenal. Like, from t-shirt sales alone, their merch numbers are through the roof. You can actually buy Bullet Club and Bullet Club connected shirts in Hot Topic in the US, and they are amongst their best sellers. Actually, Pro Wrestling Tees, who have been going for, I think, roughly as long as Bullet Club, have built up themselves as being the destination for wrestling t-shirts. Top 20 performers account for roughly 20% of all of those sales. Bullet Club have members all throughout that top 20. In fact, at number 4, you have Kenny Omega. At number 3 on that list are the Young Bucks. And at number 2 is just the Bullet Club. They're only beaten by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Again, so popular are Bullet Club and Bullet Club shirts that Tekken 7 have come out and said that you will be able to put a Bullet Club shirt on any of the characters in that game if you wanted to do so. It is going to be an option in that game. That's insane. That is insane. So let's have a look at some of these Bullet Club shirts that you can buy. You can get a Cody Rhodes Bullet Club shirt. You can get a Young Bucks shirt. You can get a Gorillas of Destiny, Hangman Page, Marty Scurll, Kenny Omega, and of course, the iconic, the original Bullet Club shirt itself, just the plain Bullet Club shirt. This thing really transcends wrestling and moves into the world of fashion. It would not surprise me to see a Kardashian wearing this at some point. So what does the future hold for Bullet Club? Well, they have got a very bright future indeed. In their current leader, Kenny Omega, they have the United States Heavyweight Champion, but he is on the verge of capturing that IWGP Heavyweight Championship as well. And when he does, it really will be a moment. He tried to get it at Wrestle Kingdom earlier in the year. That match was reviewed by Dave Meltzer as a 6-star classic. They then had a rematch at Dominion in July of this year. That match was rated as a 6.25 classic. And then during the recent G1 tournament, there was a third match between these two, between Kenny Omega and Okada, and Kenny Omega came out on top. He was victorious in that match, and that match got 6 stars as well. So each match that these two have breaks Dave Meltzer's rating system. That in turn means that the wrestling world on the internet go into meltdown. Like, these are seismic shifts. These are big events that happen in the wrestling community. You cannot talk about wrestling in 2017 without mentioning the names of Okada and Omega, and that means you can't not mention Bullet Club. So when he captures that title, which might be at Wrestle Kingdom next year in January. That moment will be huge. And I can only see Bullet Club going from strength to strength. There's been a little bit of tension teased within Bullet Club. Tonga has actually come out and questioned Kenny Omega's leadership skills. And so there's a lot of kind of infighting, but also external wars that are happening. Bullet Club are as active as they have ever been. Awesome, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then let me know by giving it a like, and I might look at doing some similar types of videos in the future. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, because I would love to do more of these types of videos for you, and I wouldn't want you to miss out. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully I see you again next time. Bye for now.